Hey guys, Slater Magic here, still a little sick, which actually if I think back to the last couple videos in the series, you're going to think like, wow, he's still sick? No, new illness this time around. But this is pathetic compared to the last time I was sick. I honestly thought I might have to seek professional medical help last time. This time, minor inconvenience. So this card from Overlooked But Awesome, I've personally never heard of. It was, of course, a user recommendation from, I'm going to go with Kakuzu Makara. That's probably right. Sounds anime-ish. 2 for 2 on the Japanese username, sending me Overlooked But Awesome suggestions. Tweet it at me with hashtag OBA, which, by the way, is not searching correctly on Twitter. So I don't know why I just said that. Also, incredibly lazy people are now using it to refer to Obama. Like, it's 2 more letters. I mean, I know it's Twitter, but it's 2 more damn letters. So if you got one, let's see how hashtags are working on Twitter. Leave it down in the comment section with hashtag OBA. I think that tracks every single reference on like Twitter, which is clearly being discriminatory. So anyway, this particular card is from Time Spiral, so you know it's going to be some pretty freaky crap. It only costs 3 mana and it's an uncommon, so you really shouldn't have a problem throwing this into anything, money-wise or mana-wise. This card is classic Time Spiral, not that I played when it was legal. It has to do with time manipulation, and it's blue, so I automatically love it. You probably already guessed it, Paradox Haze. You may have noticed that some broken, like, just stupidly weird, just game-breaking, infinite loop-inducing craziness usually has the word paradox in it, like, for example, Paradox Engine. Well, this time around, it's no different. So, it starts off, it's an aura, but that's debatable, because it says enchant player. So, if I'm interpreting the rules correctly, you have to physically attach this card to the player that you target. So, if you target it yourself and you're wearing like a nice little, traditional winter hat, you can just go ahead and tuck the card right into the lip of the hat, and you're all set. You could hold the card in your mouth, you could put it in your front pocket if you're dressed all classy and have a front pocket. It's just like the rule that energy counters have to be held on the player that they're attached to, and that's why most people take glass marbles and hold them in their mouth. So this says, at the beginning of enchanted player's first upkeep each turn, that player gets an additional upkeep step after this step. So for 3 mana, only one of it being blue, and the fact that this is probably a 25-cent card or something close to it, I mean, that's just crazy. Like, that is so powerful. I mean, in blue, you can scry and draw your way to this card if you really wanted to rely on it. But it's one of those things that just takes your existing strategy and makes it better. So if you didn't pull it in the game, it's no big deal. But if you did, you just up the power level. And I love cards like that. It's kind of like hardened scales. Every time you would put on counters, add 1 additional counter. Okay, you're running a counter deck, you're running giant creatures. It's not the end of the world if you didn't get out hardened scales, but if it was in your opening hand, you'd be more likely to win, that's for sure, because you're going to get more counters all game. So this one, what I'm specifically referring to is any effect that goes off during your upkeep. So like, during your upkeep, gain life. During your upkeep, draw another card. I mean, there's a whole bunch of effects that are, something really beneficial during your upkeep. So if you have 2 upkeep steps, you get to do it twice. I mean, just Nyx Fleece Ram, there you go. So you could gain 2 life instead of 1. I mean, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but if you have amplification or something, every time you gain life, gain double, you start to run away with it. So I think this is just a fantastic card. It's a shame I've never heard of it, and I'm probably going to go pull 4 copies of it from my local LGS and buy them. That's right, my local gaming store. I actually carry it around with me on my back. It's actually a backpack. And the store operator is a little squirrel that likes to sort cards. That's what a local LGS is. And of course, the flavor text is completely nutty. It's a quote from Teferi, which was some kind of, famous wizard, I think, or something like that. He says, "Keep your pace steady through the haze, lest you step on the heels of your future self or trip the self a moment behind you." Dude, if there's a copy of me following behind me, yeah, I'm not only tripping him, I'm probably going to turn around and shoot him, because Doppelganger, he better run back to Queen Doppelpopolis. Yes, that's yet another C-Lab reference. So would I legitimately build a modern deck that relies on this card and nothing but during your upkeep effects? Probably not. But if I noticed that a deck had a whole bunch of during your upkeep effects, would I put this in? Absolutely. So this could maybe fit in a commander deck because it's so unnecessary, but it's so unique and good. And of course, the hidden gem is if your opponent has, some kind of just horrific ability, like if they were dumb enough to play Dark Confidant. I can never remember the name of that damn card. I always want to call it Fulminator Mage. Yeah, if they're dumb enough to play that card, which is just absolute suicide, I just think it's a stupid card overall. I mean, apparently it kind of works because, I don't know, some pros leave it in their deck. I just think it's utterly dumb. But, yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library and put that card in your hand. You lose life equal to its converted mana cost, and usually people are dumb enough to put in 5 and 6 cost spells like Tasigur. So you may very well kill them. I mean, yeah, you're giving them 2 cards, but, they're probably down a ways on the life total. I mean, this is kind of like an emergency card, and usually people have a way to destroy it. But, well, it kind of depends on their luck, but it's really funny when you win that way. So you can enchant an opponent and potentially do some damage to them, especially with cumulative upkeep cards. Just be ready for it to backfire because they might be able to flip it around and make use of it, unfortunately. Also, keep in mind, any enchantment destruction can target this. Otherwise, it just looks like fun, so throw it in a deck if you're like, yeah, totally, I'm into that, and I'll see you guys next video.